welcome to this webinar on how to get started teaching English online with eTEFL Online. I'm joined today by Lauren.
Hi,
Hello,
everyone.
Lauren.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be back again.
And welcome back. It's been a while, Lauren. It's been a while. We'll try and make this, we'll try and do this more often.
Yeah,
okay.
Perfect.
So, hello, everybody, and welcome to the webinar. I'm just going to give you a breakdown of what we're going to do today. In part one of the webinar today, we're going to cover what practical qualifications and equipment you will need, and also some of the platforms that you can use. And then in part two, how eTEFL Online can help you get started teaching English online. So stick around till the end, because we're going to give you a very special bonus that's only available to attendees of this webinar. And then at the end, hopefully if we have enough time, we'll have a little Q&A session where you can ask Lauren and I any questions you may have. Regardless, if we run out of time, I'll give you my email address, and then you can contact us with any questions you have afterwards. So, we're going to start now. So I need you to turn off your phones, log out of Facebook, or Twitter, or Instagram, whatever you're on. Get rid of all those distractions, because I'm going to need your full attention for this presentation. Lauren, have you logged out of your Facebook?
Everything's sorted.
Everything's sorted. All right.
Focused.
Good to know.
Me
too. All right. All done. All right, so before we continue, a little disclaimer here. So I'm going to walk you through every step. We'll get you qualified. We'll get you a professional CV. We'll give you all the resources, everything you'll need to get your first job. But in the end, it's down to you, right? Like with any profession, you have to work at it. This is not a get rich quick, make money on kind of a thing. You know, it's not for everybody. Some of you will make a great success from this opportunity, and others won't. But we're here, and we're willing to show you everything you need to get started, all right? So first, introductions. Who are we? So my name is Jody van der Westhuizen. I'm originally from Jeffreys Bay in South Africa. I did an online TEFL course myself in 2006, and I've been working in Spain as a teacher for 13 years. I've just recently gone full-time now with eTEFL Online. So I suppose that has to be changed to the past tense.
Brilliant.
Right? Yeah, full-time. Thank you very much.
Nice.
So I'm helping other people now get their TEFL certifications and getting English teaching jobs. A few years ago, I started working with Cambridge English and specializing in their exams. We'll talk about a bit about those later. And 2 years ago, I founded eTEFL Online. So the reason I did this was because I saw most TEFL course providers give their clients a link to a job when they graduate, and then you're on your own. So I wanted to help out a bit more. So with eTEFL Online, we've put together all the pieces of the puzzle into one package so that you can focus on your training and teaching English online, and we'll sort out all of the rest. And with me today is Lauren. Hi, Lauren. Again, could you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about yourself?
I shall. Thanks, Jody. Hi, my name is Lauren, everyone. I'm originally from Port Elizabeth, but I moved up to Johannesburg about 2.5 years ago. I originally studied a BA Media Communication and Culture degree. I completed my TEFL back in 2013. I've been teaching online for over 5 years now. And originally I worked with a Taiwanese company. They were very kind. They didn't have South Africans working for them then. So it was a new start for both of us then. I moved on to a Russian company, and now I am with a Chinese company, Talk 915.
Yes. So you'll see a lot of these companies have names like that with letters and numbers, and some of them are owned, like ZTE is the parent company that you work for?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. All right. So there'll be a parent company, and then there'll be a subsection. Maybe they'll have a school that only works with adults and others that only work with children, etc., etc. So you'll see a lot of this once you get into the industry. Okay. Thank you, Lauren.
Thanks.
So part one, let's get going. What is teaching English online, and is there a market for it? So teaching English online basically is teaching English to a non-native English speaker over the internet through the use of a computer and a webcam. Sometimes not even a webcam if you're just doing audio classes. Students can learn one-on-one or in a small group, and the cost is usually relatively cheaper than compared to an in-person or face-to-face class. So both students and teachers are also able to set their own times and schedules, and the teacher can teach from whatever location is convenient to them. So you could work from your home. And I also know a lot of people that are digital nomads traveling around the world and teaching from their laptops from wherever they are in the world. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. You don't have to be in a specific classroom at any specific time. So the market-wise, over the last year, I've seen massive growth in the online teaching market. 2010, we've got some statistics here. In 2010, the e-learning industry was $32 billion. Now, e-learning in general, not just teaching English online, but the whole industry of learning via the internet. So in 2015, it was up to 107 billion, and by 2025, it's projected to be 325 billion. So it's just growing and growing and growing. And every day I get messages from recruiters that are looking for people to be teachers because they can't fill all the spaces that they need. So you don't have to unless you want to, and you can earn US dollars anywhere in the world. All right. So who can teach English online? Contrary to what many people believe, you don't need a teaching degree. If you're TEFL certified and a fluent speaker of English, then you can teach English online. Many companies will also require that you have, although this varies from company to company, and it is not a necessity to take the course or to work online. I've helped many people who do not have degrees get work online. Other traits that are often sought after include being personable and having great presentation skills. All right, so you've got to remember that you'll be working online with people all day long. So you've got to be a kind of a people person as well. What are some of the advantages to teaching online? Well, you can teach English online from anywhere in the world, as we said earlier. You can work as few or as many hours as you please. You set your own schedule. Now, some companies will require you to have a minimum amount of hours per week. It's around 5 to 10, depending. There are just so many companies that it varies a lot. You have to check on the company you end up working for. You can also gain experience in the field of online learning for your CV or generally in the field of teaching. You can teach online or like part-time to supplement your income, or you can work full-time like Lauren does. And you can use your TEFL certification to make a positive impact on people's lives and to make some money at the same time. So this is what I focused primarily on on eTEFL Online and helping people, because what you're doing is teaching. You're making the world a better place. And it's not just selling products or Herbalife, or sorry if anybody's in Herbalife, all right, or something like that. You really are. So countries where online English teaching is in high demand. China. Definitely China is on the top of that list. Every year growing and growing. Every week I see a new school that's popped up in China that's looking for teachers. South Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Taiwan. So you can see a lot of it is in the Far East. Russia as well again. Sky English? Yeah?
Sky English or Skype Studies? Yeah, that was the Russian.
Yeah, they've changed their name. I think they're called Sky English now. Russian company. The UAE, Saudi Arabia, and then some other countries, Spain, and it's becoming quite popular as well now in Central and South America, in countries like Colombia, Brazil, Chile. So there's lots and lots of countries that will be hosting it. So if you need to find a time zone that suits you, you will find one. Okay, let's talk a bit about the students, online class sizes, session types. So if you do start teaching online, what are you going to expect? All right, so they're typically two different types of sessions when teaching online. You've got the one-to-one or private sessions. These will involve just you, the teacher, and only one student, or small groups, anywhere from 2 to 6 students at a single time. Lauren, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you teach both or just the one? You teach one-to-one?
Yeah, when I originally started out, it was one-to-one. Now I'm with children. Sometimes it's one-on-one. Sometimes there might be 2 children or 3 children. But again, that's the beauty of this. It can really be to what suits you. If you prefer doing groups or one-on-one, if you prefer teaching adults or children, the opportunities really are endless, what you would prefer.
Right. Yeah. So you just decide. There's a lot of options. Okay. So types of classes that you can have. General or conversational English, that's when you just help students with their fluency, introduce new words and terms, correct basic errors. Business English, you can focus on topics pertaining to email writing, presentations, proposals, and you can even cater to a particular niche or industry. This is something I would recommend that you do eventually. You start specializing in something, and that's where you can gain more higher hourly wage at least. Examination preparation is also another big market. Tuition for students preparing for their ELTS, their TEFL, their Cambridge proficiency exams. A lot of foreign speakers need to prove they have a certain level of English to either go overseas, to immigrate, to get a job, to go to university, whatever. So they have to do these exams, and you can help them prepare for it. That's what I was specializing with Cambridge at the end. So most companies will provide you with all the materials you need as well. You basically just walk your students through a series of slides, guiding their learning, encouraging them, and correcting any errors. Most of the companies, especially if you work with children, they will provide you with basically what you're seeing now on this webinar, a slide that you go through and you just prepare beforehand and then walk the child through the slide. Lauren, do you work also with that? Do they provide you with the materials?
Yes, I do. I've had a few children, sometimes maybe their book is a little bit short, so you got to improvise, but I think that's also wonderful as well. You allow your imagination to go and you build a bit more on the work. But yes, most of the time there's always the work that is provided for you in the modules, and you just use that as a basis.
So they have a curriculum prepared and they want their teachers to follow it. Like she says as well, if at the end you've got some time or you need to do something else, you might have to prepare something else. But we've thought about that already. When you enroll with us, we'll give you a little pack of pre-made lesson plans to help you out in situations like that.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, so let's move on. So the beauty of teaching English online is that the hours you work and the schedule you set is completely up to you, while some online teaching companies may require you to teach a specific number of hours. You can usually choose from teaching only a few hours per week to 20 hours, or even turn this into a full-time career with 40 or more hours. Lauren, how many hours on average do you work per week?
I normally work between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, Monday to Friday. I do have gaps. It's not straight through. But again, it all depends on you and your flexibility and your lifestyle, what you would prefer. But it is possible to do this full time. I've done it for 5 years full time, so it's possible.
Yeah, great. That's why I wanted you to join us and have a chat with these people. Yes, it's possible, most definitely. I would like to say though that you're not your first job ever that you get teaching English online is just going to offer you 8 hours a day straight off the bat. All right.
That's true.
A lot of teachers, you learn very quickly. A lot of teachers that I know work for a few companies. They work for 2 or 3 companies, and then they can cover all the hours they need with all those different companies, and that's quite typical. And once you know how to deliver a class and how to teach a class with one company, it's basically the same in all the others. All right, so the hours are completely up to you. So you can imagine waking up when you decide to, working from your lounge. Teachers actually do that, sitting on the couch like that. I know teachers that work in their pajamas. Yeah, it's not an exaggeration. Or being at home when your kids get back from school, being able to go to their school plays and their rugby matches or cricket or football or whatever matches you have to go to. This is the reason I work from home online is family reasons. I've got 3 boys and we just they need more guidance and more supervision than what we were able to both working full time. Or traveling the world while working online from wherever you are to fund your next trip. Like I said, I know quite a few teachers that are doing this, that are working from their laptops in whatever country. A friend of mine from the States is actually in Barcelona right now. Hopefully I'll get to see her. She's an online English teacher, and yeah, every couple of months she's in a different country.
Oh, great.
So you could, if you want to work from home, if it's for your family, if you want to travel, there's options. It's very flexible. So how can you work online? Let me clarify what I'm there. So there are many online English teaching companies for you to consider when you're looking to work online, but there's also more than one way that you can do this. So we will look at 3, and then we'll offer you a solution for each one in part 2 of the webinar. So you can either work as an employee, you can work as a freelance teacher, or you could work as a business owner. So let's go over those individually at the moment. So employee. In this option, you interview for a position with an online teaching school. You get hired, you have a contract, and they pay you a fixed hourly wage once or twice a month. Some schools I've read even pay you weekly. Advantages. They provide you with the students, the materials, the curriculum, and you do very little prep work. So before your class, like I said, you go through those slides and you prepare. And if you find anything you don't know, you quickly Google it, and there you are, ready to go. The disadvantages is the hourly wage can vary a lot. I know schools that pay $5 an hour, up to $20 an hour, or $25 even. So it's not fixed how much you're going to earn. You can't choose your students. Sometimes you're going to, I've taught now for 13 years. Not all your students are little angels, so you're going to have some problem kids from time to time. And most require you to have a university degree. Although, I should actually change that. More and more often I'm finding that that's not the case. There's just so much demand that they'll first hire everyone that has a degree and then speak to everybody else after. So, let's just have a look at some of the schools. If you've done some research before this webinar, then you may recognize these names. So these are some of the online teaching companies to consider. Some that come highly recommended. VIP Kid, 51 Talk, Talk 915, that's Lauren's company. Dada. These are all good ones. VIP Kid, I'm mentioning it although if you're not an American or a Canadian, they won't even consider you. A lot of companies, you've got to check the fine print to see what kind of accents they are looking for. So they all have a specific market that they're trying to sell their English classes to, and you've got to be careful of that. But we will help you with that as well. It's not a problem. IQ Bar is a British-based company. They'll pay you in pounds. Panda ABC plays well, and I know they hire South Africans without degrees. A CADSOC, they'll hire anybody, but their pay is very low. Say ABC is another good one. But anyway, have a look at that list, and when you sign up with us, we will send you a huge list of application links to all of these companies, over 100. So don't worry about that. That's something we can deal with later. Okay. Number 2, if you want to work freelance. So in this option, you interview for a position with an online teaching platform that connects students with teachers. You'll need to go through a selection process, but that is for quality control. They don't hire you directly. So the advantages here are you choose your own hourly wage, you choose your own students, and you choose your own hours. All right? You've got far more autonomy. You can work as much and whenever you want, and it's much easier than finding your own students. All right? So the disadvantages, the competition between teachers. This takes longer as well to get recognized as a teacher, as a good teacher, because you are on your own. They don't support you. The platform doesn't support you that way. So you've got to build up a reputation and slowly but surely make a name for yourself. Your income is not guaranteed either because of this. So if the student doesn't want to book you, that's just the case. And they charge you a commission of around 10 to 20% of your course fee. So if you're charging $10 an hour, you've got to remember that they might take $1 of that. So work that into your price that you're going to charge the students. Let's have a look at the next one. So there are fewer of these platforms. There are online schools, but some that come highly recommended include italki, Cambly, Preply, love their names, Verbling, TutorMe, these things. Right? The last two I've got asterisks next to, Pelfish and Boxfish, because you can work online with them through your smartphone. And it's a good idea, perhaps, to have a school that you work for and one of these platforms that you use as well. So when you're not working online like that, you can jump onto Pelfish or Boxfish. You just sign on that you are available, and students contact you, and you can start teaching classes. Like it's that fast. You don't have to book in advance or anything. But like I said, it's quite unreliable. And then the third option is to be a business owner, to have your own online teaching business. So in this option, you build your own online teaching business. You have full control over every aspect of your day, including your students, your income, your methodology. You choose what to teach. The income has the potential to be much higher, but so is the risk. So the advantages: total autonomy. You're your own boss. You have the possibility to scale. That means growing your business to a point where you're talking about hundreds of dollars an hour, or instead of $10 or $20 an hour, you can hire teachers eventually. There's lots of room for expansion. The disadvantages, though, are it's a very steep learning curve. You need to build a website, learn to advertise, to get students, create your own materials, etc., etc. And of course, there's a larger initial investment in this. But we have a solution for all of those things, which we'll talk about later. All right. So how much can you earn? This is an important question. So, for example, if you work just 3 hours a day, we'll just take this as a rough example. 3 hours a day, days a week, and we say a low hourly rate of $10 an hour. So you can earn $600 a month, and that's just working part-time. The math is there for you. So 15 hours a week, if you're 3 hours a day, that's 150 a week, times 4 weeks in a month. That's about $600. So, I mean, you can do I'll put a website link in here. It's 3 W's. In the chat box, xe.com, and you can change it to whatever currency you would like to work in, and check out what that would be per month in your own currency. So in rands, I think, I suppose I can do it for you right now. Let's do it.
It's about 14 or so.
14?
I think it's around about there.
So let's say $600 to South African rands would be 8,600. Wow. Okay. Did not know that. 8,600 rand part-time per month on just $10 an hour. So the earning potential, yeah, it is good, indeed. So the earning
You'll learn to
potential
watch the
out,
exchange rate.
yeah, you'll be watching the news every night. If you work 3 hours per day, 5 days a week, let's say the same amount of hours, but now you've worked up and you're earning $20 an hour. That's double that, so 1,200 per month, which is over 17,000 a month working part-time. So you can see the earning potential here is pretty good, especially if you're converting to a weaker currency than the dollar. And for people who wish to travel around the world, if you stick to the, I want to say poorer countries, then your money will go a long, long way as well. If you stick to Central and South America or Thailand or Malaysia, Indonesia, those countries, then your money will go a long, long way. All right, so this is not all, though. You've got to remember that your hourly wage is not the only source of income you can have. Many of these companies offer bonuses for completing a certain amount of hours or having no cancellations in a month, etc. There's a whole bunch of things. Many companies pay you for your open unbooked slots, or if your student is a no-show. So if you've opened up your slots, let me explain that a bit. At the beginning of every month or the end of every month, you open up your slots. You say, I'm available Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from these hours, all right? And it's the school's job to fill those slots for you with students. Some of them, if they cannot fill that slot, will pay you for it. They'll either pay you 50% or a fixed rate, or they'll pay you 100%. It depends on the company. I wanted to ask you, Lauren, does your company have a policy like that?
Yeah, normally if it has been booked and the student is absent, you get 100% of that fee still. And then there's other companies I know that, yes, if you've left that slot open but it's unbooked or no one has filled that time for you, then yes, you will get, I think, 60% of the pay for it. So you're still being paid for your time, which is wonderful.
Yeah, because that's important. I mean, if you're interested, if you're on this webinar, it's because your time is important to you and you want to get the most out of it. Yeah. So where were we? Yes, so most companies also have referral programs where they pay you a commission if you recruit other teachers. We have also introduced a referral program, and we'll talk about that in a moment as well. So yeah, if you join a company, Dada or whatever, or say ABC, they give you a link, which will be their website.com/application/ and a long number with a bunch of letters and numbers that is unique to you. So anybody who clicks or applies through that link that you share and they get hired, then they'll pay you. I know Dada pays $100 per person that gets hired. So that's another way. That, for example, this guy, Dan Didio, he's an American teacher who works for VIP Kid. He makes $75,000 a year, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of that is through referrals and not just because, I mean, to earn 75K, you must be working 10 hours a day. Who knows? Maybe he does. So 75,000, just to give you an idea, in rands is over R1 million. So I'm not saying you're going to make R1 million a year teaching English. I'm just saying this guy does, and this is what is possible. All right. And then if you're making all that money, you might have to pay your taxes if you want. That's up to you. Many online English teaching jobs categorize you as either an independent contractor or you're self-employed. So this means it's your responsibility to report your earnings as self-employed income, okay? So one benefit of teaching online, if you pay your taxes, is that the tax office will allow you to write off a portion of your home or apartment as a home office. You can also write off expenses like your computer, your laptop, your internet, your webcam, microphone, headset. Everything that you use for your online business, for teaching online, is deductible. Lauren, you do work with an accountant on this, don't you?
Yes, that's right. As I mentioned to you before, leave it to the professionals to do it. Don't get yourself flustered or worried about it. I have a lady from Ernst & Young, EY. You can choose the accounting firm you would like, someone that deals with income coming in from overseas or online income, and they are happy to help you. And especially what Jody said, a lot of things you can write off on your taxes, especially your home office expenses. So it's really a good win-win there.
Yeah. All right. So you still have to, when we say write off, you still have to pay for it, but I don't know.
Yeah, you got to pay. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you get your tax back, Lauren, in South Africa?
Yes, I did get some tax back. Yeah. So it all
Yeah. So
depends again on what you submitting, if I could say that, or what exactly is on that office expense list that you send through. But there's quite a few things you can put through on there.
yeah, I know that here in Spain, that because I'm in education, I don't pay VAT. So at the end of the year,
Oh,
I get all
wow.
that VAT back. So if I buy a computer, it's 21% VAT. I get that back at the end of the year.
Oh,
So
wow.
perhaps look
Very
into
nice.
look into
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah.
definitely
Because you're
will.
in
Thanks.
education, it might be
Yes, thank you.
you might be tax free. Okay, so but anyway, the important thing here is speak to a professional about this because neither Lauren nor I are tax experts, so
Yeah.
please look into that. All right. So, what do you need to get started? So, we've spoken about how you can teach and where you can teach and how much you can earn. How do you get started? So, the first thing you'll need is a TEFL certificate. So, you'll need to do a 4-week 120-hour TEFL certification course, which we'll provide, and we offer 3 options. There's 3 packages: the standard, the professional, and the complete. And again, we'll talk about those in a moment. But just so that you know, one of the things you need is a certification. The second thing you'll need, a computer or a smartphone with an internet connection. So an advantage of teaching English online is the fact that getting started is relatively easy. Startup costs are generally low, given you already have access to all, well, most, or if not all, of the required equipment. So most people have a computer or a laptop or a smartphone. So there are ways for you to get started right away doing that. Some essentials you'll need, talking about hardware. You'll need a laptop or desktop computer or even your smartphone. So I always recommend an i5 processor or the equivalent, whatever, if you're working in that, and at least 2 to 2.5 gigahertz in speed. Afterwards, if you want to know things like this, technical details, you can email me and I'll discuss it with you again. I mean, some companies require less, but if you start here, you're guaranteed to have basically be open to all companies. Lauren, do you know, or can you tell us about your hardware that you're using?
I'm busy looking at my laptop now at the labels, but it does say an i5 processor.
Okay,
And
yeah.
yes, I've got fiber as well, though, but I think most companies do ask the minimum of 3 megabytes, but anything better and faster than that is brilliant.
Yeah, because I mean, as you know, technology advances so quickly that I'd rather have you go higher than you need right now, so that you're future-proofed.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And
so
that
you'll need a
headset
H.
especially.
Oh yes, yes, that's the
The
last one on
noise
the list there.
cancelling is, yeah.
Yeah, so get a headset with a noise-canceling mic and get one before you start interviewing. So when you have your first interview, you're wearing it on your head. You got to look the part, all right? There's a lot of tips like this we'll give you as well. So look the part from day one. You'll also need an internet connection, like Lauren said, minimum of 3 megabytes. Again, the higher the better. I would suggest that you go 5 to 10 at least download and 0.5 to 1 megabyte upload. So that's also something you have to look into. And a webcam, HD webcam.
Yes.
Like I said before, I think there aren't any non-HD webcams on the market anymore. All right. So there's your software. Skype, Zoom is another Skype-like software. It's sometimes required if the company does not have their own platform. But most, if you start working for a company, they have their own video platforms, their own software, and they will train you in how to use it and everything like that. Your company as well, Lauren, has their own video platform, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of them, I think a few years ago, started out only using Skype or Zoom or QQ, but now a lot of them are changing to their own e-class platforms, which is also wonderful with different whiteboard features and things like that.
Yeah, so if you need to make a little note or draw a picture to explain something,
Yes.
you can do it
Yeah, everything
in the
is
middle
on
of the
there for
class.
you. It's
Yeah.
brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going. I mean, they have gone and they are going full virtual classrooms online.
Yes.
It's not like
But
the
I
old
don't want
days.
people to also be worried about that either. A lot of companies, they train you through that. It's not this complicated software. So I don't want that to put anyone off as well. It's very simple to use.
Yeah, and the companies, they are from all the people that I've helped, and they're always in contact with me, telling me how it's going with their applications and their training, and they're very supportive, and they give you lots of time to learn and to get started. They don't just throw you in the deep end. So if you for example, one of the people I know recently broke her ankle, the poor lady, while teaching a class. I don't know what she was doing, jumping around or something, and yeah, they gave her as much time off as she needed, and so you have a lot of flexibility, and they're very understanding. So other things you may need: a PayPal or Alipay account, which is the Chinese PayPal, basically. So these are the most common form of online payment amongst these Chinese online companies, but they will also pay you, some of them at least, pay you into your bank account. You'll also need a quiet, well-lit home office or just a workspace. Myself, I just sit here next to the dining room table, so it's up to you. Just make sure that your background is conducive to teaching online, that you don't have crazy pictures and dirty walls and things like that. So we're going to have to put up instructions. Yeah. So for iTutor, for example, is one of these big companies. They insist that you have an iTutor board behind you at all times. So I mean, those things differ from company to company, and you can look into that later. That's not an issue right now. All right. So some of the things. Oh yes, Lauren. Lauren. Yes, Lauren's quote. I've got this on the website. It's a beautiful quote, Lauren.
Perfect.
Could you read that for us? Yeah.
Of course. I can honestly say that this is one of the most rewarding jobs in terms of seeing progress and how you've helped people and students and the children. As Jody mentioned earlier on, so many people need English for either immigration, to attend schools, universities. I think a person doesn't realize how important that is to someone, and how you helping them can change their life for the better, and change events in their course of their life as well. To see your students' written progress and receive written compliments and feedback from them also shows what a difference you have made in their lives. I work a lot with children, and I always receive little notes from them. The moms are saying something. Some of them I've taught for 2 years. I've seen their progress, and it's wonderful to see what you have done in their life. And then again, with your help, many students are able to advance in their school, work environment, and ultimately some big life decisions, such as university admittance, immigration, or a new job for them. And the most importantly, your work is valued and you are valued. I cannot stress that enough.
That is true, and that's why I have it on the website. Never a truer word spoken. And even if you can trust us from the many years of teaching experience, even if after a whole year with a kid you think you've gotten nowhere and they've never listened to anything you say, and then at the end something happens, they pass an exam, or they write you a little note, or they give you a gift, and you think, wow, even if you don't notice it during the process, it is making an effect on someone. All right. That's true. Let's move on to part 2. So we've covered everything that you will need, where you can teach, how much you can earn, how you can teach, all of those things. So now we're going to talk a little bit in part 2 about what eTEFL Online can do for you. So eTEFL Online can help you get started teaching online quickly and earning the highest hourly possible rate, all right? With more than a decade of experience in the TEFL industry and our network of trusted recruitment partners and consultants like Lauren, we have pieced together everything you will need to create 3 custom packages, and we've designed them to suit everybody's needs and budget. All right. So what we have done basically is we've gone to all the different suppliers. We found all the things that you need to get started fast and put them together for you. So we've got the training, we've got the CV, we've got the resources, and then we can get you teaching. All right. I want to show you quickly some quotes just to show you what the norm, well, not the norm, but what can happen. So this is a Facebook comment that someone wrote to me on the eTEFL Online homepage. So I can't put the person's name because for obvious reasons. I did a TEFL course to teach English to foreigners. That was 4 years ago. Passed with merit and still have not done anything with it. They did not give me any program to follow when starting to teach someone of any level of English or anything else. For me, it was a total waste of time and money. Hoping that whoever does it would find it more helpful than I did. I just feel that they promoted how people are in need of English teaching so that you will spend your money on the course and then benefiting from it. That's just my experience. And I cannot tell you how many people have contacted me via email and on Facebook with this kind of problem, is that while the TEFL course providers provide quality education, they don't provide you with anything else after that. So you can go and get a TEFL course somewhere else, but afterwards you are on your own and you have to figure everything out on your own. And I'm going to show you now versus actual feedback from one of my clients, Megan. So she said, at first I was very skeptical about online teaching, but with the help and great service from eTEFL Online, I'm now enjoying teaching online, and it's all thanks to you guys. The great service I received from the team at eTEFL Online was amazing, and within a few weeks, I had my certificate and all my training was done. Jody was there to answer all my crazy questions and help me in every step of the way to get a job. I would definitely recommend you guys to anyone who's interested in teaching online. Thank you. So this is the variations that you can see. This poor lady that contacted me, she's at 4 years she's had a TEFL certificate and not been working. So I can show you the huge difference. And the great thing about this is that we have collected all the things that you've needed and negotiated better rates from the providers. So if you had to go out and get these things separately that we've put together for you, you would actually pay more. So you're not charging you anything more, actually charging you less. So let's have a look at what's included. We've got these 3 packages. The first one being the standard online. So this is for someone who, for example, only needs a TEFL course because they already have a, for example, let's put these 3 things together. You've got a degree in any field, you've got teaching experience, and you've got, all you need is the TEFL course. So those are the big 3. So those 3 things are going to help you a lot when applying to online. Having a degree or not having a degree, but if you don't have a degree, then you should have experience, and if you don't have that, you should have a TEFL, or a combination of those 3. So if you've already got 2 of those 3, then all you need is the TEFL course. This will be for you. So also depending on your budget. So you'll get the internationally recognized online TEFL course, accredited 120-hour certificate. You get a teaching young learners module, which is that you need 100%. Because most of the people you'll be teaching online when you begin at least are kids. We also put a bonus teaching business English module in there and a Cambridge TKT online course. TKT stands for Teaching Knowledge Test. So this is a separate course that's included that will prepare you for a Cambridge University accreditation as you as a teacher. This is not an accreditation for the course, but accredit you and your knowledge after you've completed the TEFL course. There's an asterisk next to that because we provide the course, but if you want to do the exam, you have to pay those fees directly to Cambridge University. So you'll also get with this online tutor support and advice. You'll be assigned your own tutor to help you and who will correct all your exams and check, overview all of your assignments that you've done. You also get lifetime job club membership, and a new addition to this now for this webinar is a DIY job application kit where we'll put together a little kit for you in a file which includes a template for a CV and a cover letter, the done for you lesson plans. You'll get access to the Teachers Resource Center on our website. So this is if you want to, for example, if the budget is an issue for you or if you have 2 of the other 3, this would be the best option for you. All of our courses come with a standard online course for free. So for this included, you will get 2 standard online packages. And we've also thrown in the referral program membership with 10% commissions. So we'll give you a link with this as well that is unique to you. We spoke about these links earlier. And if you share that link with somebody and they sign up with us, we'll give you 10%. All right, so let's look at the next one. The next package we have is a professional online. So this is everything in the previous package. But in this case, we will do the CV resume revision service for you. All right, well, just send us your old CV and we'll fix it up and sort it out. The job application service as well is included in that, then apply on your behalf. Also included is a bonus video course, Get Hired as an Online English Teacher. This will teach you how to approach a class, how to do your interview process, how to prepare a video, because you have to do an introduction video for most of these companies, between 1 and 2 minutes long, introducing yourself and explaining how you're going to teach the class. Teachers Resource membership with that, with the useful links to websites and recruiters, the done-for-you lesson plans as well. And we'll throw in another standard online course for free. And in this case, the referral membership is 20% commissions. And our third package is the complete online. So this is everything in the previous package, and then we do a professionally written CV and cover letter service for you with our partners, Just SL Jobs. So Rachel will be doing this for you. She is insanely good at this. All right. So she's in the recruitment, the SL recruitment area. So she knows exactly what they're looking for, the keywords to use, because in the last interview, I just want to share this with you. In the last webinar that we did with her, she was mentioning that these major companies, the big ones at least, when you apply, your CV goes through a software scan that tries to pick out keywords. If your CV does not contain these keywords, it is rejected automatically before it even goes to a human, because they are receiving hundreds of applications every single day. They have to kind of filter them before they get to the humans. the human aspect of it. So she will put all of those keywords in there for you and sort it out so that your CV gets past that stage and actually into the hands of a recruiter. So then we'll also do job interview practice over Skype with a professional feedback report and personalized script for a 2-minute video introduction. So we got that introduction video again, and we'll work with you and create a script, and then you record that on your own with the script in your hand. And a one-on-one job support and guidance is included in this package as well. So in the previous quote that we had from Megan, she said that I helped her with all of her crazy questions. That's because she purchased the complete online and her questions weren't that crazy. So yes, anytime you need any help, just let us know and we're there for you. And as well, with this package, you get one standard online course for free. And your referral program membership, in this case, is with 30% commissions. So for example, we'll do that a bit later, actually. And then just for this webinar, I wanted to talk about this business package with you. So the first 3 packages are for people who want to work for another company or you want to work freelance. Whereas this package is if you want to work for yourself and have your own online teaching company. So I've recently partnered with Jack Askew. He's from Tesla, which is Teach English as a Second Language Online. So he has started his own company and he's created this course that goes with it. So his course will show you how to set up your online teaching business from scratch. So he's done it successfully. He knows what he's talking about. You'll learn how to get students, how to create a website, payment systems, how to create online courses, and tons more. All right. So it'll give you 45 video lessons included in there, bonus tutorials, resources, worksheets, access to the forum, lifetime access to updates. And of course, he comes with his 30-day money-back guarantee. And we'll talk about that at the end as well when we talk about pricing. All right, but this is a very good package if you want to be your own boss and work from home. Because I have built an online business by myself, and it's taken me close on 2 years. So I wish I had a course like this. This would have saved me so much time and money. All right. So I wanted to just touch quickly on the eTEFL Online referral program that is included in every package. So working online allows you to have multiple streams of income, and with eTEFL Online referral program, we'll provide you with the means to earn commissions by promoting our courses. So when you start teaching online, you'll be earning your hourly wage. Make sure to join that company's referral program so you can recruit other teachers and make money like that. And you can tell people if they ask you, what do you do for a living? Oh, I teach online. Here's a link to how to get qualified and with eTEFL Online, and they'll help you out. And you give them our link as well. So you have at least 3 right off the bat forms of making an income while working online. So the referral program, I just want to be clear about this, is completely optional. There's no selling of any kind, no phone calls or emails or anything like that, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. So all you have to do is share a link to our sign-up page, like the one you clicked on, and we'll take it from there. If your client invests in one of our packages, we'll pay you a commission or a referral fee of 10, 20, or 30%, depending on that. All right? So I know I'm speaking very quickly, but I know everybody's time is precious, so I want to get on with it. So in summary, I just wanted to go over how much these things cost if you had to get them on your own. A fully edited 120-hour online TEFL course is $297. Some companies may be $200 or $250, but they're basically in that range of $250 to $350. You'll also, that's the standard online course that you get there. You'll also get another online course for free. So that's 2 courses, which are valued at about $594 now. We'll also throw in, if you buy the complete online, the CV and the cover letter, the job interview practice, the intro video script, all of that, if you can go look on their website, got it for $179 if you buy it for yourself from their website. So we're up to about $773 in value. And then also the Teachers Resource Center. Most of these resource centers, these membership websites are about $10 a month. So I think a value of $200 for a lifetime of such thing is pretty reasonable. So we're talking about $973. Obviously, we're not going to charge you $973 for all of this. If you look on our website, eteflonline.com, we have the complete online for $497, the professional online for $397, and the standard on for $297. And I'd just like to address the fact that everything is in dollars because all of the people I work with work in dollars. When you start working online, most likely you'll be paid in dollars. Your referrals will be paid in dollars. So it's a good idea to get your head around this dollar thing. But of course, we're not going to charge you that. I did say if you stuck around until the end, that we'd give you a special offer. And we are willing to knock off $100 on every single package for everybody that's attended this webinar today. So your complete will be 397, your professional 297, and your standard online 197. That's if you use the coupon code webinar100 when you check out on the website, then we'll give you $100 off. But I would like to stress that this webinar coupon code is only valid for 48 hours and only for the people that are on this course or on this webinar at the moment. All right? We have to keep it like that because we don't want to go bankrupt. All right. And the last but not least, this business package from Jack Askew, if you're interested in this. Now, he charges $597, and as this is not my course, I cannot give you $100 off it, but I can throw in some free bonuses. So his course is $597 for a one-time payment, or you can pay him in monthly installments of $59. And I will, if you look at the bottom, I'll put in 2 free bonuses for you. I'll give you 2 free online TEFL courses. I'll give you 2 standard online courses so that you can get trained as well if you want to start from scratch. Maybe you and a partner, or you and you want to train a teacher to help you. Free bonus number 2 is referral program membership, but this time with 50% commissions to help finance your new business. Because I know how hard it is and how much money it costs to start an online business. So if this is your dream, then I'll do my best to help you with that as well. All right. So those are what we're offering you today on this webinar. And I'd like to thank Lauren again for helping us out.
Thank you, Jody. It's always lovely to be here.
All right. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, you can shoot them to us right now in the chat box at the bottom. And I'd like to thank everybody today for joining us, for taking the time to do so. And I'm sorry if there were some communication errors and problems with joining the links and things. I apologize for that. So if anybody has any questions, we'll be happy to answer them right now.
Colleen, your question over there. Oh, yeah?
If you only have the TEFL course, no degree, no experience, will you still get a job? I can't guarantee that you will get a job, but I can tell you that I have helped people exactly in your situation with no degree, no experience, and all of them have found work online.
It's true.
What does the 120 hour mean? The 120 hour means 120 hours worth of course work. What is internationally accepted, like each module takes 10 hours and there's 12 modules or something like that. You can finish it sooner, or you can finish it later if you want, but that is just the international standard if you want to get a job. You'll see a lot of TEFL course providers. Some companies have 60-hour courses and 80-hour courses and 100 and all these different kinds of courses, but nobody will hire you if you have less than 120 hours. That's the bare minimum that you require. Why don't you offer payment package? Yes, Hanneke. I apologize for that. It's just not many people ask for that, and to have everything set up payment-wise to take payments is a bit of a technical issue. I will look into it, and I have been looking into it, but it's not something we have on the cards to do it yet. Lucinda, why don't you send me an email to there, jody@eteflonline.com. If you've already got a TEFL course, I'll give you some options that you can use. Which companies focus on adult learners? Most companies have adult learners. One of the biggest ones is iTutor Group. I'll put it here. It's spelled, it's one word if you have to Google it as well. iTutor Group, for example. I know they have, I'm in all the groups and everything and following in all the Facebook groups and the membership sites and everything, and people speak about iTutor Group as a good one for working with adults. All right, Estelle. Estelle, yes, certainly. I try and help as many people as I can, regardless of what position you are in already. If you're in the middle of a course, if you haven't started a course, if you've already got a TEFL certification, just send me an email and then explain your situation to me a bit more in depth, and then I'll be able to help you. Hopefully, I'll do my best. Well, I can tell you, Estelle, from what you've told me just in the chat box, you have a good chance of finding work quite easily. No problem. Lauren, is there anything else that you would like to say? Any tips or
I
tricks?
actually want to go back to the question about the adults. A lot of companies, people might think it might only be for children, but most of them have got 3 or 4 different departments. So it might be the adult department, the children, and then another one is business English. So people might not even be aware that there could be different departments. But again, hundreds of companies out there. If you have a quick Google, Facebook's also got a page as well about ESL work. You'll see people are talking a lot about which companies are for the different categories you'd prefer or people you'd prefer to teach.
Alpha? Yeah, sure. Again, Alpha, send me an email to jody@etfnonline.com, and then we can set up a time for you and I to chat via Skype, and then we can have a look at have a listen, I suppose, to your accent before you make any decisions.
Good.
Laura, I can send you to some people who provide training. Like I said, we work with so many partners and so many consultants that a whole bunch of providers. We can get you something. Liesel, yes, current presentation. I tell you what, Liesel, I've recorded this webinar, thanks to Lauren reminding me beforehand, and I will put it up on YouTube tomorrow, and then I'll just send you a link, and then you can watch the webinar and pause it and do everything you want. You're welcome. So, Lauren, how was your day today?
It was good. It was a nice busy one. There's actually a national holiday now for 7 days in China, so quite a few of the kids are back having their classes. I think another nice thing is whichever nationality your company is, it's good to learn a little bit about their festivals and holidays. Your students really appreciate those small touches.
That's true. Carol? Yes. I'll send out an email to everybody that was on this webinar today, and I'll put that link for the recording of this webinar in there. Marina? Sure. 24 years of experience. Wow. Sure, Marina. Again, just send me an email. I'll put it in there. It's gone far up the list again. But it's jody@etflonline.com. And Marina, if you would like more information, if you're on the mailing list already, you should be receiving some emails that I've set up automatically with all the information in it. But if not, just send me an email there, and we can chat about what exactly your situation is and how we can help you. No worries, Hanneke. Hanneke and I have been talking for a while. I understand. Everybody's in a different situation, and that's why I hold these webinars as well, to try and give you as much information as possible, and also to provide this discount at the end to make it as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. Like I said, people contacting me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, recruiters asking me for people because they can't fill all the slots that the schools are looking for. Alpha? No, you don't have to learn their language. In fact, it's better that you don't. No. You can always draw a little picture to explain something, but they have massive offices in China, wherever they're based, with support staff who are screening the children and doing level tests and, assigning the correct teachers to the correct levels. So you'll probably get some kids who at least know something, And others that don't, well, the coursework that they provide you, the curriculum, will guide you through how to teach a child, for example, that has no idea about English. Jillian, once you pay, how long does it take to receive the material? Instantly. I don't email you any material. The course is done completely online. It's on an online platform. I'll send you a link to register. And once you've registered, it's your name and your email address, so you have instant access. So yeah, as soon as you sign up and I confirm the payment, I'll send you an email with all the instructions, and you click there and sign up there, and that's it. And also wanted to mention as well that in most cases, I wait for the student to finish the eTEFL or the TEFL course before we start applying for jobs and doing the CVs and those kind of things. But if you want to begin the CV while you are doing the course and you want to do other things like the interview training, that's fine. It's completely customizable, whatever you want to do, in whatever order you want to do it. All right. Yeah, Lauren, the one thing you said as well, like it's a holiday in China this week. Why is that?
Yes. It's national holiday. It's one of the biggest holidays of the year. So it's a good, I think, 7 or 8 days. It's something to do with the history of China as well. So it's something that's really important to the people. And everyone looks forward to this holiday. I know I asked my children at the beginning of the year, and that's their favorite holiday next to
Oh,
Chinese New Year.
all right. So it's a big one. Yeah,
Yeah.
you may find it. Some people may find it counterintuitive as well. Like it's a big holiday in China, so you think, oh well, the kids are on holiday, they're not coming to school. But that's when they go online the
Yeah,
most. Yeah, in the
that's
summer
right.
holidays they have
Students.
2 or 3 months off. How long was the Chinese summer
Yeah, it's a
holiday?
3-month holiday. That's right.
3 month. Yeah, 3 month holiday, and that's when they recruit like crazy for teachers because
That's true.
everybody is now at home and their parents just go, "You're studying English."
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
one thing you have
that
to understand is that most of the Asian students, especially, they are very diligent. They take their studying seriously. So you are guaranteed work most of the time on weekends, especially during the summer or winter holidays as well. There's always a chance for learning.
All right, some more questions. Samaya, yes, buy one, get one free. It means if you buy a standard online course, we give you another standard online course for free. If you buy professional, you get the standard for free. So it doesn't matter what level you buy it, with it, you'll get a free standard online course. So you can do it with a friend or a family member, or you can split the cost, or you can give it away as a gift for someone's birthday, or I don't know, whatever you want, it's yours.
Laura, I wanted to ask you, are you referring to in class teaching as opposed to the online teaching?
Doris, do some companies frown upon online TEFL courses? No. If you're teaching online, they do not.
Yeah, classroom teaching is slightly different to online, and there's still the same concept though, but online is a little bit different though. So definitely they won't frown upon online TEFL courses at all.
There is, Marie, there is the option. Yes, you have to do a little exam at the end of every module, and if you fail it, you get another chance. And also, you have the support staff working with you. You have your tutor. It's in everybody's best interest to get you qualified and have you pass the course. I don't know of anybody who's failed the course. It's not that hard that you're going to fail it. Of course, you've got to study
Yes.
and take the exams at the end and do your assignments. You have to, in one of them, you have to prepare a lesson plan. One of them, you have to write an essay. So, I mean, as long as you research your the work that you have to do well and you study properly, there's no problem.
Liesel, that's a really good question. You will get to know your students and their personalities and quirks and things that they enjoy. So again, it's really up to your individual student, especially the little ones. Some do enjoy singing. Some of them like little props or reward systems, which you can have a look online or Google a little bit more about that. But again, it's purely up to what your student enjoys. You'll be able to read them and see what type of learning suits them best, or learning style is better for them.
All right. Thank you. So Maya, another. No. This course is for teaching online or for teaching in China. Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, for both.
No, the TEFL course is the TEFL course. You can use it anyway. If you're planning on teaching abroad, it's a good idea to get qualified now and work online a little bit. Get some experience, especially if you're going to go to China, because a lot of your students will be Chinese. You get to learn, like Lauren said, a little bit of their traditions, their culture,
yeah.
and also earn some money so that you can pay for that ticket to go over.
And it adds to your experience as well. It's a win-win.
Exactly. No, it's for Alpha. It's for anybody. Like, we had a big list of countries here. Where was it? I'll scroll back and try and
South
find it.
America, in the East, Russia. They're different companies in different countries.
Nah, I've got it on the screen now. China is just the biggest one. When it's you probably see a 90% chance that you'll be hired by a Chinese company. The Russian company that we spoke of, Sky English now, or Sky Ing, I-E-N-G, they are hiring. I see their ads everywhere now, so it could possibly work for them. And there's a UK company, the IQ Bar. I know they're recruiting as well. So there's just, I mean, I'd have to present an entire new webinar with just the countries, the companies that are hiring right now. I got an email from one of those recruiters saying that he has a list of over 300 companies and they are all recruiting.
Wow. And again, it also depends on your time as well. The European companies are better maybe for our time zone, or if you prefer a later time, you could look at another country's time zone. So again, it's for what suits your lifestyle best.
So Maya, what I've got on the screen now are the biggest ones. China, South Korea, mostly the Far East. And Lauren, you mentioned before that your company, ZTE, they work 24 hours. Well, they run 24
they're
hours.
24 hours. There's a few of them that are 24 hours. I think iTutor Group's also 24 hours.
Yeah, that's true. Ilse, yes, it will be different, most definitely. But how you impart those classes, how you teach grammar, how you teach sentence structure, things like that, those things will be the same. But of course, you won't have, the physical noise of having a classroom full of children.
Yes.
Yeah. So there will be some issues.
Yes.
No, carry on.
I think, Ilse, you'll definitely find that you'll have a lot more time to focus on a student's individual progress and give them more attention. I know in bigger classrooms, a lot of time might be spent with a bit of crowd control or getting everyone ready for the lesson. But I must say the lovely thing about online teaching is all students, whether the adults or the children, everyone's ready to go, and time is spent on the most important thing, which is the education.
Yeah. I'm glad that you answered that. That's brilliant. That answers it well. Yes. Now, like I've said before in other webinars, that my 13 years of teaching is just a lot of it's crowd control. You waste a lot of classroom time just trying to get everybody organized and handing out notes and getting books open and things like that, which is not the case in online teaching. Marie has a question. Will an Asian get opportunity to go abroad? Yes, of course. The demand, like I say, the demand is just so high, and it's growing and growing and growing. Ah, India is not on the list. I will have to update that then.
Yeah, need to have some research on that.
Hmm. I haven't heard of many Indian companies hiring. I know there's Filipino companies that hire, and the Philippines is quite big as well. That's not on my list. But again, like I said, this I can't put every country and every company on this slide. It just won't fit in an hour. Oh,
Janine, I
Lauren.
think that depends. Yeah, this has happened
Yeah.
to me before. I have normally 25-minute classes. Once one of my pages was literally 2 pages. Sometimes you get a complete book. So again, you yourself will know your students' pace and how well they can complete the work. But again, you can build from that. If it's something that's very small, you'll be able to associate other things with that or ask them about their own story or situation that is connected to that lesson. So you will know, you'll watch the clock and see how much time you have and whether you need to extend that lesson or you need to move a little bit quicker in it. But sometimes it depends on the adults as well. They'll say to you, don't rush, we can complete this in another class. Totally up to your student and what they would prefer from you. But these things happen all the time. It's not a big problem.
That's pacing yourself. That comes with experience. The more you
Yes.
do it, the more you figure it out. Yeah. I just wanted to say as well, because we spoke a lot about how much you get paid per hour, as if every class is an hour. But what Lauren said, her classes, not all of them, I suppose, but most of them are 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
there's
think the
classes
adult
I've
ones
seen
will
that,
be maybe 40. Yes.
yeah, so most places I've seen are 45, 50 minutes are the long classes, and then a lot of companies have 25-minute classes, especially with the kids, because
Yeah.
they just can't concentrate for longer than that.
Yeah, the attention span of 25 minutes is good.
Yeah. So you've got to, if they're paying $20 an hour, you've got to, and you work 25 minutes, of course, you've got to work out the proportional part for that. But it all gets paid at the end of the 2 weeks or the end of the month. Then you
Yeah.
add up all those times, and then they pay you an hourly wage. Bronwyn has a question for you there, Lauren. What would you say are the greatest challenges in teaching online?
I don't want to say challenges. I think if personally for myself, though, I feel some days I get cabin fever because you're working in an office or in your room or wherever you might be. So you need to have sufficient breaks. You need to be able to go outside a bit, clear your head, come back. But I really wouldn't say that things are challenges. I could probably say that it's a positive thing. You might get a student that maybe their level of English is a little bit lower compared to someone else. So then that's a personal challenge for you to help them. But I don't want to say anything is a negative thing. You could see it as a positive challenge. But I've never really had any bad experiences at all.
Yeah, Bronwyn. Sorry, Lauren. Bronwyn was just saying that she can't hear you. No,
Oh
no.
no.
Bronwyn,
Can you
I,
hear
I
me
can hear
now,
you.
Bronwyn?
No. Bronwyn, can you hear Lauren?
Hi, Bronwyn.
No. All
Oh
right.
no.
Well, I will just, Bronwyn, can you hear me? I suppose, yes. So I'll tell you that she said there weren't any real challenges besides feeling a little claustrophobic, getting some cabin fever because you'll be indoors a lot of the time in front of your computer teaching. So it's important to schedule breaks for yourself and schedule your day properly so that you can get out and move around a bit. So that's about the only challenge in inverted
Yeah.
commas for teaching online. All right, we got it through.
Perfect.
Oh, lots of questions coming now.
Yeah. Any other questions, concerns?
leave the police. Carol, it's a pleasure.
Yeah.
And you don't have to apologize. If you've got police work, go do it.
Thanks, Carol. That really is the wonderful thing about teaching online as well. You can move from different professions. You can start a new career, something exciting as well, a change for yourself. There really are endless possibilities.
Yeah, Liesel, if you're finished earlier than the allocated time, yeah, you have to complete the task that you're
Yes.
set for that day. Reading a story, playing
Yeah, they have.
games.
Yeah. Then it's your free talk time.
No, it's always good. I did this as well in-class courses as well, as just at the end of the class, just wind down a bit and play a game, even if it's just hangman on the board or something, you know. Try and go over some of the vocabulary that you learned during that lesson and things like that. But like we say, in a 25-minute class, there's not a lot of time at the end that's going to be left over. Marina, yes, we've recorded it. So, like I said earlier, I'll edit it and put it up on YouTube tomorrow, and then I'll send you the link, and you can watch a recording of this webinar. Estelle, regarding accent, they don't really test you. It's not a test that they do, but they will have a Skype interview with you, as long as your accent is neutral. I mean, most people accept the USA and Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa are on the list. And then if it's outside that list, they call it non-native with a clear accent, they say. There's hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, I don't know the total number, but tons of South Africans teaching online. And I'm sure many of them have quite strong accents.
Thanks, Liesel.
Yeah, go get those kids. My bunch of kids should be arriving home anytime soon as well. Estelle, that's perfect. South Africa, UK based.
Yeah, that's good. Marie as well, that's good. I'm glad you're interested on it. It really is an exciting journey. Yeah, I'm excited for you.
All right then. We've seen Hannike's typing. You are most welcome. Yes, they do monitor your classes, yes. Ilse. Like I said, they've got these support centers with hundreds of what would be Chinese people, and they sit over and watch the classes to make sure that everything is okay and that you are doing your job. And they have to, as a precaution for the children, to protect the children as well, so the parents can watch a recording and see that. And a lot of the times, I don't know about with your company, Lauren, but I know a lot of the times the parents are actually on the class with their kids, especially if they're small.
Yeah, some of the moms are there as well, just off the side of the camera. Sometimes it's recorded as well. Sometimes they can record it themselves. So yeah, it's more just for quality control as well, and to see that everything is professional.
Yeah, the question for you, Lauren.
So Hanneke, I did my own my TEFL course a long time ago, almost 6 years ago. I wish I had the chance to go with eTEFL because, as Jody said, some companies, they leave you in the dark. My company did not help me find work. I had to look for it myself. So what Jody is offering with eTEFL is amazing, all the support step by step. So I support that 100%. Because I feel that is what is needed. You can't just have your TEFL and literally left there not knowing what to do. So I fully support what eTEFL does. And I love the idea of getting you from your qualification all the way up to your job interview.
Yeah, Hanneke, I came across Lauren, I suppose, on Facebook. I don't even remember now, Lauren.
Yeah, we found each other there with the online world, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Since we're all moving in the same circles.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thanks to everyone for the questions.
I think this is the most questions we've ever had.
That's right.
And look, everybody, if you have more questions, you have my email address there. I'll put it in again. If you forget something now, because I know I forgot to mention the importance of the CV. Now that I'm thinking back, I also forgot something. You cannot underestimate how important that CV is. I know I spoke to you earlier about the keywords and the screening of the CVs beforehand, but I'd like to emphasize again how important that's the first thing that the company will see, and they're seeing hundreds and hundreds
That's
of
right.
people. You may think that your CV is a good CV. No offense, but there's a good chance that it's not good enough for online teaching. There is a certain format that you need to follow, certain keywords that you need to use that they are looking for specifically. And those are the kind of things that the average person doesn't know.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you, Marie. This is why we do these webinars.
And thank you all for attending as well and taking your time out to listen.
Yes, indeed. I know. I hope this also, you have my email now several times. If you would like to give me some feedback on this webinar and in any way we can improve it, not just content-wise as well, but timing. Is it too long? Is it too short? Would you prefer it in the morning, in the afternoon? I know it's a Wednesday. Is that okay? Would you have preferred it on another day? I would like to hear your feedback so we can try and get as many people on as possible. Annika, yes,
Yes.
you would have to get that translated. Yes,
Feed
Alpha?
my offspring.
They get all moody if you don't feed them.
The hungry children. Thanks, Alpha.
Tina, yes, I have 2 separate packages depending on what you require, where we can sort out your CV and we've got a package, for example, that includes the professionally written CV and cover letter, the interview practice over Skype, and the script, the video script as well for your introduction video, plus a recruitment service as well. So send me an email to jody@etflonline.com, and I'll send you an email with all the details. You're welcome.
Thanks,
All right.
everyone.
That looks good.
Yeah, good feedback.
You're welcome. No, I said at the end that we were going to have a Q&A session, Annika, so we got to have a Q&A session. All right, I think my chicken is burning in the oven. I need to go check on that. It looks like those are all the questions for the time being.
Yeah.
Anyway, if anybody's still listening, you have my email address, jody@etflonline.com. Shoot me an email with any questions you may have. And Lauren, thank you once again so much for
Thank you
helping out
so
on this
much.
webinar.
Good. Always a
All right,
pleasure
we'll
to
chat
be
in a
here.
bit.
Thanks again to everyone else. Have a good evening, everyone.
All right, good night.
Thank you. Bye.